Hello, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome to Bavaria on matchday 14 of the Dritte Liga. One of 5 matches taking place simultaneously this afternoon. Here, 1860 Munich host Waldhof Mannheim. The Grünwalder Stadion, as you can see, not far from its pretty impressive capacity of around 15,000. And those in the ground rocking and ready to go on this sunny Saturday afternoon in one of Europe's largest cities. As for the home side in Munich, Yirios Yannikis relies on exactly the winning 11 from last weekend. We'll see Patrick Hopsch leading the line once again. Marco Hiller, as ever, in recent months, the goalkeeping duties are back 4 in front of him of Beer, Rheintaler, Verlat and Reich, Denise and Jakobsen in the middle, Kazuki and Schroeter on the wings, with Julian Gutau supporting Hopsch at the top of the tree. As for the visitors, coach Bernhard Traorez makes 2 changes to the Waldhof 11. Unbeaten for 4 games, Sitan and Benatelli have moved into the starting 11 in place of Fein and Kobylanski. It will be the German-American Terence Boyd looking to make it 3-3 after his recent scoring heroics. 350 kilometers southeast from Mannheim to Munich, fair distance apart geographically, but very close in the table as we come into matchday 14. 1860 and 13th, 2 places but 0 points below Waldhof. Waldhof 11th, slightly better goal difference, 2 plays -4. But those 2, just half of the teams on 17 points. Borussia Dortmund 2 and Ingolstadt there as well. Alemannia Aachen just 1 point above them, and to just 1 point below. Very tightly compact part of the table. It's all very interesting at the top as well. Energy Cottbus, Arminia and Sandhausen all battling it out on 23 points. Dynamo Saarbrücken, Wien Wiesbaden on 22. So despite sitting 13th, 1860 only 6 points from the summit. A lot could change here over the next couple of hours. In 1860, as mentioned, finally returned to winning ways last time out, which brought them up to 13th in the table. Their first Dritte Liga victory in over a month. And that was a 3-0 win against Sandhausen away from home. Impressive performance. Rheintaler, Kazuki and Philipp on the score sheet on that occasion. Bounced back well from a 5-1 loss to Energy Cottbus a week before. There had been a pair of 2-2 draws in the 2 previous games over the course of a week between the 20th of October and that game with Cottbus on the 27th. They'll have been pleased to have bounced back. Can they continue that momentum here? They are coming up against a side in excellent form in Waldhof. 2 wins, 2 draws. The other 2 captains will be overseen by Nico Fuchs, referee, who gave out a red card in his last match he oversaw to Rot-Weiss Essen's Julian Eichberger during Essen's 3-1 loss to Werl. Yes, that unbeaten run from Waldhof, consecutive wins in mid-October, 3-0 against Auer, 1-0 away at Dortmund 2, and then a pair of draws in their last 2. Twice fought back from behind against Wien Wiesbaden. Terence Boyd with the 90th minute equaliser there. And Unterhaching, however, fighting back themselves after Boyd had given Waldhof the lead 6 days ago. It was a Marcel Siegert own goal. Not how the captain Would have wanted his most recent match to end, but with the mentality to put that behind him and lead his troops on here to what they'll hope will be a 5th game unbeaten. As the music fades out, we wait for the party to really get up and running. Nico Fuchs preparing in the final seconds. And indeed, he blows his whistle and away we go on matchday 14 of the Dritte Liga season. 1860 Munich take on Waldhof Mannheim. (1860) in their traditional blue, light blue. I'm hoping they'll be feeling sky high by the end of this matchday 14 fixture. They're shooting from left to right as we watch on in this first 45 with an early throw. Waldhof on the defensive, wearing all black. Thomas Denny's looking to send it back towards the Mannheim area. It was dealt with and very quickly sent towards the other end of the pitch. Terence Boyd waiting, always willing to fulfill that target man role. Plenty of strength. And has been in great scoring form so far this season. Born in Bremen to an American father and a German mother. And joined from Kaiserslautern in January. 7 goals, 3 assists in his 18 appearances last season, as a slight risk taken by Bartels. Look for a second, like it might have worked out. Sent long towards Shipnowski. Flag raised though against the number 7. Yes, decent scoring start for Boyd in the second half of last season, and he's carried that on even more impressively so far. 6 goals this season. As mentioned, in his last 2 games, 3 in his last 4 as well. Not enough to move him into the top 10 of the Dritte Liga scoring charts. They're looking to flick it down. Or one of those supporting him. There's almost a U behind him. The 5 of Shipnowski, Benatelli. Riekman certainly more defensive, but will get forward when required. Thalhammer and Klunter. (1860) with a free kick. Just sent long and wide towards the left wing. Tied up by Florian Baer. It's a horrible start to the season for 1860. Not what they would have been expecting, let alone hoping for. Back-to-back losses, both 3-1 against Stuttgart 2 and Victoria Cologne. That was their worst ever start to a Dritte Liga season. Managed to pick themselves up with a couple of massive regional cup wins around that time. 10-0 and then 18-0. Latter against Kasendorf. And they have steadied the ship since. Still a world away from their start to last season. Back-to-back victories in the opening 2 games there. That was though followed by 4 consecutive losses. Very up and down campaign. Went undefeated for a while early in 2024. And again, form turning on its head. 4 straight losses, 3 in their final 4 games as well. Rather crawled over the line in terms of avoiding relegation. Far from what they would have been hoping for. Famous old German club. found themselves stuck in the Dritte Liga. Anonymous 8th place the season before. Formerly a staple of Bundesliga football in the 90s. And finished as high as 4th in the top tier in 2000. Never recovered from their relegation 4 years after that. They're looking to drive on, still a lot of this season left to play. And yes, having moved into mid-table, and as mentioned, within 2 victories worth of points of the top, upstreaming of continuing that rise heading into the winter break. We are now rapidly heading towards a month and a bit until Dritte Liga will take its Christmas break. How differently the table could look by late December. For now though, no thoughts of any vacations in the snow. Focused on a serious matter in the sun. Is in the eyes of Marco Hiller. See if that causes any problems for the keeper. And then would be the case coming in from the left wing. Would be the case coming in for the right wing, the Bartels. Before it could get to the keeper, it was cleared away by the Waldhof defence. It has though immediately been picked up and is coming back at them. Sent in by Kazuki. And cleared away anywhere will do to some extent by Sitan. Tore Jakobsen claims his innocence. Referee though awarding Waldhof a free kick. Yurios Yannikis watching on. German manager, born in Germany, but as you may have guessed, Greek ancestry. Became 1860's 5th coach in barely a year. Has been in charge for a fair while now. Gradually working their way down this right wing. Throw to be taken by Klunter. Short to Sitan to put it into the danger area. Only found a man in blue. Another attempt from Klunter is dealt with. Seagate heads it on. Flicked on by Benatelli. 1860 can't clear their lines. They'll have a better chance to do so here. Kazuki leaves it to go out for a throw. Triziani with the header away. It's the frustration of the home fans and the guilty party in the eyes of the referee, Patrick Hopsch. Another decision goes against 1860. It was a little clumsy at best from Hopsch. This is a tale of 2 target men, very clearly. Old-fashioned centre forwards, Hopsch and Boyd. Patrick Hopsch joining from Unterhaching in the summer, along with Volat and Schiffel. 3 moves from Unterhaching to 1860. Impressive. 13 goals last campaign. Saw him as joint 8th top scorer. They might be tasked with some defensive duties here, because it's all Waldhof for now, and the shot drifts wide in the end. Clear threat, a big chance, biggest of the game so far, just inside the 10-minute mark. Ultimately, I think Marco Hiller fairly comfortable. That one was set to drift wide from Sasha Velka. The 22-year-old managed 2 goals, 2 assists with Essen last season on the summer signing. 1 goal, 3 assists already so far at his new club. Could have been 2 and 3. He'd caught that slightly differently. Traorez. A recent managerial appointment. Marco Antwerpen dismissed after about 8 months in charge back in September. Traorez just the right side of 60 still. A very experienced head coach. Experienced player too in his day. Played for a number of German clubs. His longest stint was at 1860 Munich. 6 years during the 90s. He also spent 1 with Waldhof a little later in his career. And this is his 2nd stint in charge of the Mannheim club. Also took the reins between 2018 and 2020. Oversaw their promotion to the Dritte Liga in the middle in 2019. Secured a top half finish the following campaign. Tore Jakobsen in need of a new boot. And we'll wait for him to reappear. Get back underway. Tunai Dennis swings it into a good area. It's not properly cleared, and the header had to be saved by Bartels. It's Jasper Verlat with the header looping towards that far corner. Captain looked like he might be a doubt coming into this weekend, but returned to training during the week. Trained individually for a couple of days before returning to regular training, and returned to the starting 11 here against his former club, Waldhof. Only missed 2 games last season. Dutch captain does take a fair amount to keep him out. Charging in out of nowhere. It was comfortable enough for Bartels in the end, but a sighter at both ends inside the opening quarter of an hour. It's nicked in, and there's space here on the right-hand side for Schroeter. Gets his head up, tried to put it in low. Dealt with, but it will be a corner. He was aiming for Julian Gutau. Dennis is the set piece specialist. And free kick now to corner kick. Good 6 to aim out in the area. And he picked one out. It was going to come back to Dennis. I think he knew it was offside, and it was a lash at the ball with no real intent in the end. Already 5 yellow cards this season. Tugay Deniz, most between the two squads. Served his suspension a fortnight ago. So too, though, 2 goals and 2 assists. And involved in every sense in the first 2 or 3 months of this campaign. These two meeting for the 27th time in all. 11 of those in the Dritte Liga. Fairly balanced head-to-head. 1860 with 12 wins to Waldhof's 9. 5 draws as well. 38 goals to 33. Will this be number 39 for 1860? The shot was blocked. Tried to lay it up for Deniz on the edge, but didn't work for Hopsch. Didn't work either for Tugay Deniz. Mannheim escape a nervous moment. Perhaps the biggest chance so far. It was good defending in the end from Waldhof, under pressure. Didn't panic. And ultimately were able to clear their lines. Terence Boyd still, for the moment, waiting patiently. Hasn't had a huge amount of service in the opening quarter of an hour. Hopsch tries to bring it down, and he brings down his opponent. It's another free kick for Waldhof. Just catching Velka a little late. Nice idea from the man who won the free kick. Setting off on his bike down the left wing, but opposite number was equal to it, and so Benatelli will take his time. Fails to clear the first man, and he heads away. Sliding tackle from Soichiro Kazuki. One of the goal scorers last weekend. Responsibility at both ends to defend down that left wing for now. Pretty balanced start to the game. Benatelli gets it back one way or another and let it drift out for a corner. A few cheers from the home crowd. Not sure exactly who for. Don't be too frustrated with the side's start to this match. Won't be best pleased though if they manage to open the scoring here. And the flick was from Boyd. And you wondered for a second which side of the post that had gone. Nestled in the back of the net, but outside it. To the relief of those in blue around the stadium. And Christoph Bartels scored an own goal on match day 1 last season in the 2-0 loss to 1860. Hoping that this first meeting between the pair goes a little better. Was on the bench for match day 1 this time round, this season. All the way through the first 4 games of the campaign. Ömer Hanin, the Israeli keeper, started between the sticks this season. Brought in February, initially as a backup, but ended up playing most of the end of last season. Improvement upon Lucien Horyluk. But Bartels has since established himself as number one, playing all 10 games since, including this one. Drilled wide by Riekman. Trenta keeps it in. Cuts inside Bear. Looks for support, finds it in the shape of Benatelli. This pass will dribble on harmlessly through for Marco Hilaire goal kick. Yes, a balanced start to the game, a balanced head-to-head. Was a winner piece last season. Home side won on both occasions. A 2-0 win on the opening day. Lakenmacher, the other goal scorer, alongside the unwanted own goal from Christophe Bartels. And then in December, it was 1-0 to Waldhof, final game of 2023. Bentley Baxter Barn on the score sheet on that occasion. It's well kept in by Maurice Schroeter. Wins a throw from an unlikely position as it looked initially. Reich sends it back to Schroeter. Can't flick it beyond Riekman. Joint top scorer last season, Maurice Schroeter, alongside Julian Gutau, each with 7 goals. But Schroeter now on his own at the top of the assist chart, also with 7. Took a while to get going this season though. Finally got off the mark in both columns over the last couple of weeks. An assist against Osnabrück and then a goal, albeit a consolation, during the 5-1 loss to Energy Cottbus. Klunter and Kazuki both appealing. It's the latter who gets the decision. A tick beyond the quarter mark of the game. Still awaiting the opener. $1960 in the news during the week. Had to raise over €3 million by last Thursday in order to avoid a points deduction or even a bankruptcy. We're a little too close for comfort. Thanks to the support of Hassan Ismaik, the Lions were able to sort that situation out. It's a long road to doing so though, and Managing Director Christian Werner said many sleepless nights along the way. And there's still not total peace behind the scenes. Might be better if Maurice Schroeter can work his way into the box. Couldn't, but it is at least a corner. Yes, they thought they have even fewer financial worries. Anton Hiltmer expected to be appointed as new financial director, but the board of directors in the end not giving the green light, so still a little in limbo. Players have to put that out of their minds, focus on their on-field duties. Denny's does so with a decent corner. Like he found the head of Verlat again. Not much on it though, and cleared away for a throw. was off the hand. Would have been a very harsh penalty. Not Verlat's. There is it to be. Lucas Reich, teenager, continuing his run into the box. Moving Gutau, the latest, with attempted cross, which doesn't find its intended target. Schroeter tried to dink it through to Hopsch. Might break again for Schroeter here. This time he does get the pass across, and it was again to Verlat, this time with his feet. And it's head in hands rather than head to the ball. This time for the captain, looks to the sky. That was a big opportunity. As has been the case every time 1860 have ventured forwards. They found a man in black in the way between themselves and the goal. Bartels hasn't really been tested. It's been the defenders getting themselves between the ball and their own goal for the most part so far. Better spell though for 1860 after having to sit back a touch maybe 10 or so minutes ago, reasserting their authority as the home side. Still not put that out of his head. Jesper Verlat. It's brilliant reverse pass from Schroeter, but captain versus captain, having exchanged niceties before the first whistle, coming face to face again. And this time, Verlat would rather Siegert hadn't been there. Reich, right back, brought into the starting 11. It's a 17-year-old, last season, now 18, but establishing himself as an important part of this 1860 setup. This is 12th appearance of the season, as the second most minutes played of any of the defenders in the squad behind the captain. Will be at almost 1,000 by the end of the match here, should he play all 90. There are only a couple in the entire squad with more minutes than the teenager, Verlat and Tore Jakobsen. Waldhof down the left, flicked on well by Szymnowski. Sasha Volka. Verlat in the way this time of a cross. And seeing his own effort blocked. The 28-year-old only missed 2 games last season, as mentioned. Comes through the youth ranks at Werder Bremen. Started out with the club's reserves before then moving on to Sandhausen. Signed with 1860 for the 22-23 campaign. Scored 5. Just one short of the 6 he'd managed in the rest of his career up to that point. It was just a 1-goal last campaign though. None so far this time round. Could have been his first. Could have had 2 in the first half an hour. Did though pick up his first assist. That consolation for Schroeter. In the 5-1 loss. His fellow captain, Seagat, has only clocked up numbers in the yellow cards column so far, 3 already to his name. Be wary, closing in on a suspension already. Down went Kazuki. A few whistles from the crowd, but not, importantly, from the referee. Fuchs not persuaded by the look in his direction from the Japanese winger. Another attempt to play it through to Terence Boyd. Hasn't happened as yet. Won't be able to challenge for that one in an offside position, but his teammate was there. And another decision for Nico Fuchs to make. Some of the Mannheim players complaining. So too, some of the 1860. It's Florian Bear who stayed down. A genuine attempt at the ball from both. Clearly dangling a leg there. Lucas Klunter, glad to see Bear already back on his haunches. The first booking of the game, perhaps unsurprisingly for Klunter. Trying to control the ball, but it's one of those, isn't it? It's a question. Is it dangerous play? Should the offender be more aware of the positioning of their opponent, who's stooped their head towards the ball? No easy answer, but the answer on this occasion from Nico Fuchs was that is worthy of a yellow card. .60 get us back underway. More than half an hour gone now. Closing in on half-time. Deadlock still unbroken. It's rarely been the case in an 1860 game this season. There's been a first half goal scored in each of their last 7 in a row. And 1860 themselves have scored before half-time in their last 5 in all and last 4 home games. Bear going down again. Another 2. To sort his laces up. Looks like he's tying them at the bottom. It's a superstition, perhaps. Or a broken lace. I'm not sure. Plenty of footballers with their own specific superstitions. Walking onto the pitch backwards, eating a bit of the turf. Whether or not it's any part of this from Florian Bear. He's helped back to his feet and will now have to return and defend a set piece. Set up for Anatelli again. Again though, he fails to beat the half-hearted wall assembled by Marco Hiller.
Vertreter. Immerhin präsentiert uns die offizielle Zuschauerzahl. Der Turn- und Sportverein München von 1860 bedankt sich auch zum Heimspiel gegen Mannheim bei 15.000 Zuschauern im Grünwalder Stadion. Wir sind wieder offiziell ausverkauft. Herzliches Vergelt's Gott für eure Unterstützung.
Applause for the attendance from the home crowd. Away fans currently making most of the noise. The ultras, as you can see there, the artwork created by the travelling Waldhof fans. They're a passionate bunch, though. The 1860 fan base, loyal to the end. Had a tumultuous couple of decades, really. Their beloved Lions. Big changes in the summer. Number of signings: Hopsch, Schiffel, Philipp, Jakobsen, Volat. It's like a who's who of the Dritte Liga. Took them a while to gel, though. Seems to be getting there now. "20 departures, as well as 10 new arrivals. Volat, though, an old hand, and to deal with another potentially problematic situation. We've dropped a little deeper again here, though. 1860. It does, however, give them the opportunity to counter. Schröter just doesn't get the touch he wanted. Can help win it back, though. And now Jakobsen. Volat and Deniz calm things down before he closes in. And the 1860 captain makes the tackle. Shot from range didn't threaten Jan-Christoph Bartels in the end. And to force the issue a little on Yurios Yanikis' side. Not happening organically. They're trying to play patiently. So too, though, Bernard Traorés' side looking a little short on ideas at times. It's been a patchy first half. That side really getting into full flow. Telly dropping very deep, and the playmaker role from deep. Sweeper almost. Once again, it comes to nothing, though, and there's an opportunity for 1860 to break. It was left to Schröter by Gutau. Schröter couldn't get it under control. Second time in a little over a minute. That is a lovely touch, though, by Schröter. Creates some space for Lucas Reich. Looks to return it to Schröter. He did so. And 1860 winger able to get there and win a corner. Over 5 minutes remaining. Bartels with some firm words for his defenders. They once again did their job there, though. Fuchs just keeping us waiting for now. 2 balls on the pitch was the issue. All the players practically inside the 6-yard box here. Sent into that area. No idea who got the first touch. Down still on the ground was Bartels. It was one of his defenders who made the clearance again. Kazuki looking to cut inside. Blocked off in no uncertain terms. Cleared, but only as far as Reich, who wins a free kick himself. 1860 finishing the half a little stronger. Waldhof will be perhaps the happier to go down the tunnel at all square, if that is to be the case. Haven't had a huge amount of joy in their travels so far. And just one of their last 5 Dritte Liga away games. That's been an impressive turnaround though. Under Bernard Traorés took charge for the first time on match day 6. Since then, they've collected 15 points in 8 matches, which is enough for 2nd place in the effective table. During that time, here though, under pressure again, forced to give away another corner. Nima Triziani, right place at the right time. Well judged, at least in terms of making it trickier. It was he there to bail out Bartels, who'd been left a little stranded. Previous attack. Tori Jakobsen to take again. Timo Dennis passing off corner kick duties to his fellow CDM. Right for Siegert as well from Nico Fuchs. Will that last corner be on the mind of Jan-Christoph Bartels here? Again, they're pretty closely packed in. Not too far from his goal line. The referee's still not happy with some of the pushing and shoving that's going on. And nobody happy to see projectiles thrown towards the pitch, particularly glass ones. Presumably will be the announcement we just heard. Well, Bartels looking a little lost again. It's headed back in towards the 6-yard line by Jesper Verlat. Still not totally cleared, but it will be now, as it's a free kick for the visitors. Dennis and Riekman coming together. And the latter coming off worse. Like Dennis was the man to get his head to the ball, but referee unimpressed either way with the way in which he jumped into the challenge. Yeah, it's back to Bernard Traorés' turnaround. Effectively 2nd place in his time in charge. Only Energy Cottbus more successful in that period. He was wary of 1860 though coming into the match. Said they played very well in Sandhausen after not performing so well before. Expected them to have regained their self-confidence. As a former Lion himself, of course, knows the mentality within the club and what that win could mean for the Munich side. Still fancied his chances though. In the press conference saying their team is not that solid, even if they won 3-0. They had constant up and downs. When asked about his allegiances, said, "My heart beats 10 times more for Waldhof than for 1860, if I had to choose." Did say he was looking forward to the atmosphere inside the stadium though, and has been good in this first half despite lack of goals, lack of clear-cut chances. We are now into stoppage time, looking likely to end the half on level terms unless 1860 can produce something here. Another cross, another one dealt with. Just the 1 minute to be played. It should be that, and thus the end of a particular statistic of these various runs of goals in the first half involving 1860. Might have one more opportunity here. Gutau creates some space, gets his shot away, and it was saved by Bartels, who's then challenged. Bartels not happy with the way in which Hopsch threw himself at the ball. There's a striker, I will say that's his right. It was a loose ball. Bartels also didn't appreciate it in one bit. And Nico Fuchs decides the best way to calm everything down is to blow for half-time. We'll see it back again here. Great work from Gutau. Got the shot away. I have to say, Hopsch certainly within his rights to go for the ball, and he did actually get a toe to it at the same time as Bartels got there. I'm not sure if Bartels was claiming it was a dive, but either way, it'll all be forgotten, at least partially, in 15 minutes' time when we return for the second half. Half-time score 1860 0, Waldhof 0. Well, welcome back to Bavaria for the second half of this matchday 14 Dritte Liga game between 1860 Munich and Waldhof Mannheim. All level at the halfway point. It was first half that never truly got going. Not a huge number of shots, even fewer on target. The two biggest opportunities both went the way of the 1860 captain Jasper Verlat, who had a header saved by Jan-Christoph Bartels and then saw a shot blocked as well. Still though, 45 minutes to go in which to find a winner here. And these two sides who aren't afraid to play attacking football and who've seen a fair number of goals in their games so far this season. 1860 in particular, 20 scored, 24 conceded so far. Towards the top of the charts, both of those columns. There are plenty of other games going on simultaneously this afternoon. We have had plenty of goals there. Dynamo Dresden 2-0 up against Osnabrück. Saarbrücken 1-0 up against Wien Wiesbaden. Energy Cottbus and Borussia Dortmund 2 apiece. Sandhausen leading Alemannia Aachen 1-0. This the only afternoon kickoff without a goal at the halfway point. As mentioned in the first half, that is a rarity as well. 1860 games generally had a first half goal. Last 7 in a row. 1860 themselves scoring in their last 5. However, there are more stats where they came from. There have been 3 or more goals scored in each of 1860's last 6 games. So perhaps a goal fest awaits us in the second half. Let's find out. Nico Fuchs blows the whistle and we're back underway for the second half in München. It's not München but Mannheim who have the ball though in the early seconds. We'll be pleased enough to have survived through to half-time on level terms, having had a couple of half chances of their own. Looking to extend their unbeaten streak to 5 Dritte Liga games. Dating back to 5th of October, over a month ago, when they lost away at Sandhausen. Julian Riekman on the score sheet and then off the pitch, sent off in the 89th minute there. .1860. Yeah. Winless run ended last time out. It was technically ended earlier on with a friendly win against Greuther Fürth. They had waited since September to earn a victory in the Dritte Liga for that impressive 3-0 win away at Sandhausen, a strong side last campaign, Sandhausen. And as things stand, they are top of the table in the live standings. After that, what would be 1-0 win if they can carry it on through to the 90-minute mark. Just 2 sides to beat Sandhausen this season. 1860 showing on their day, they could take it to anyone. Is this going to be their day though? Just cleaned up, supported by Benatelli. Might break for Benatelli, or it might instead break for Riekman. The shot though blocked. 1860 will, well, they would have tried to play it out from the back. The offside flag has gone up anyway, and they'll have a free kick. See, correct decision, just about. Well spotted by the linesman. Boyd in an offside position as Riekman took a shot from just outside the area. Never afraid to let fly, that kind of position. There's Aegirios Yannikis. Wanted to install a new system coming into this season. 4-2-2-2 was the idea. German-Greek wants to focus on a strong centre with 2 half-tens, as he described them. That was the idea. It did leave them looking a little narrow, however. And so Schroeter and Kazuki now back in the more traditional wing positions, it would appear. Benatelli. There's Boyd on his right, not on the wing. We'd rather getting on the end of a cross and putting one in, but might have the opportunity to do so now, as there's a free kick in a pretty decent position here. Benatelli just caught by Soichiro Kazuki. Tunai Deniz rather frustrated. Does run a little hot, the defensive midfielder. And shown by those 5 yellow cards already to his name. Marco Hiller. Goal for just the second time this season for 1860. Long-time servant of the club. And not too much work for him to do on this occasion. Been with 1860 since 2008, joined the youth system as an 11-year-old. Made his debut 9 years later. Now well over 200 appearances. Shared goalkeeping duties with David Richter last campaign. Started most of the games in 2024. And a mistake at the back sees his opposite number, Jan-Christoph Bartels, totally exposed. And Julian Gutau poking between his legs. And we do have our opener with barely 5 minutes gone in this second half. From one end to the other. Great opportunism from Gutau. Less impressive from Henning Matriziani. Hopeful ball forwards. Looked comfortable enough. Matriziani trying to head it back. Didn't get enough on it. Gutau had gambled. And his luck was in. Poked it between the legs of Bartels. And it's 1-0. Gutau adds to his tallies this season. The crowd chant his name for the 4th time. 2 assists as well. Joins Patrick Hopsch as the most creative source of goals. 4 goals and 2 assists for the pair of them now. Not just what Aegirios Yannikis needed heading into the second half. Real lift. The atmosphere picks up inside the stadium as well. Grunwalder Stadion. Built well over a century ago. 1911. Also the home ground for their local rivals Bayern Munich for almost half a century. It was a little quiet heading into the second half, but that's changed now. And the home side on the attack again. Deniz Turns down the idea of a shot. Return the pass. Cross, though, comfortable enough for Bartels. Under no pressure, able to get to the edge of his area in time. Perhaps not totally blameless. And Christoph Bartels. Maybe the centre-backs watching on will say he should have come off his line sooner. Helped out Matriziani. Either way, Waldhof defence will have to put that behind them. And they're being put to the task again here. That shot blocked, but it's picked up by Jakobsen. Dennis looks to switch the plate, but only finds Talhammer. Reich's reverse pass also cut out, but looking a little panicked here, Mannheim. Boyd holds off Jesper Verlat, and now they can get things back under control. Always a very dangerous time after conceding, and that's not what they need. And Christoph Bartels, and the wayward piece of distribution, hands possession straight back to the home side. Boyd still giving it his all, pressing from the front. 1860 are looking dangerous on the counter, and Waldhof are looking a little nervous at the back. A couple of other under-hit passes since the opening goal. Jakobsen trying to spin away, gave it away instead. Dinked ball, be chased by Nicholas Shipnowski. Well, trying to be smart there, Lucas Reich, but wasn't too clever, as it proved. Gives away possession on the edge of his own area. Doesn't remain with the business for long, though. They can look to counter again here. Ultimately, Schroeter running into trouble. Shipnowski waiting, pinned to that left-hand side. He is. Lifted in towards Boyd. It might drop on the edge for Shipnowski. Boyd again also can't get his shot away. Sasha Volker, latest to try his luck. None of them, though, can reach Marco Hiller. Nonetheless, Verlat frustrated. And Traoré certainly with work to do now in this second half. Also said in his press conference he was hoping for a good refereeing performance today. It's been a source of frustration and annoyance for him so far this season. Said the referee's decisions haven't been going in their favour. Felt they should have had a clear penalty in Unterhaching, which would therefore have resulted as well in a red card. And to his credit, many experts, looking back on the 1-1 draw, agreed that Mannheim were disadvantaged. It should have been a penalty. Manuel Stiefler fouling Terence Boyd, or fouling as it would have been under those circumstances. Traorez said he saw the referee put his hand to his whistle to blow it and then change his mind. So far, not too many contentious decisions in this one, though. Maybe at the very end of the first half. That coming together between Jan-Christophe Bartels and Patrick Hopsch, which honestly could have gone either way. Both seemed aggrieved. Nico Fuchs deciding he was only going to blow his whistle for half-time. Marco Hiller sends another goal kick long. We're ready on the right-hand side with Gutau. Well, racing down the right-hand side. It's Lucas Klinter, wasn't picked out. Benatelli instead fouled by Kazuki. Triziani plays it forwards to Riekman. Benatelli this time loses out to Kazuki fairly, and it's 3-on-2 here. Kazuki, Hopsch leaves it for Julian Gutau. But Gutau wasn't on the same wavelength, and the chance goes begging. You heard the groan inside the stadium from the home fans. That could, perhaps should have been 2. As it is, it will go all the way back to Marco Hiller. René Volat, again watching on from the bench. Not been ever present up until last weekend. So far, Hiller doing everything asked of him and 2/3 of the way to a clean sheet. Volat, another Unterhaching summer signing, as mentioned. Unsurprising that he demoted Marco Hiller to number 2. Volat kept 14 clean sheets with Unterhaching last season. Second highest tally in the division. Well, Hiller have some work to do here. Lofted ball from Klinter is headed away. Go back to Klinter, who beats Kazuki to the ball, but can only send it out for a throw. Changes in the offing then for the losing side. Kelvin Araze needs to be the player tasked with changing the narrative in this game. He will replace Sasha Volker. The 25-year-old Austrian scored 2, assisted 4, picked up 11 yellow cards last season. 1 and 3 of those respectively so far this campaign. He's traditionally a wing forward, so an attacking change, removing his left back for Bernard Traorez. See if there's a change of shape. See Araze there, set to support Boyd in attack. The number 10 role, which is lacking in their original setup. As mentioned, that almost U-shape around Boyd. Shipnowski and Klinter getting forwards, but Thalhammer, Riekman and Benatelli all centre mids at best, and certainly fairly defensive-minded. See, Riekman seems to have dropped back into the back four. And Triziani moving over to left back to make space further up the pitch for Arazi. See if this has the desired effect in the remaining half an hour for Bernard Traorez. Siegert turning on the spot, impressively so, to help his side work it out steadily from the back. Forwards by Riekman, but to say he is not looking like he's in the back four there. As Kazuki comfortably glid past him. Velat, it's the right-hand side. Schroeter was waiting. Lucas Reich couldn't find the pass. Couldn't find the tackle either. Teammate could though, and Velat looks to release Schroeter. Shipnowski for company. 17 takes on 7. 17 wins a corner. Shake of the head from Shipnowski. The kind of work he wants to be doing. 26-year-old, born on New Year's Day. Scored 5 last season. In fact, it was 4. Apologies. Brace on match day 2, but then only added another couple in the remainder of the campaign. 2 goals and 1 assist already in his new colours, brought in from Armenia in the summer. Bit of a slip from Marco Hilaire. He'll have to retreat quickly now as Yana Seaton looked to send it forwards anywhere would do in some extent, with Hilaire well off his line. Throw taken. The attempted pass from Klunter bounces back into his own face. So we're getting a little scrappy again. But Deniz with an opportunity to play that into the run of Schroeter. Hopsch in the middle. Kazuki now getting there as well. Looks for Hopsch, finds him. He lays it off. And there's the second. Deniz, who started the move, finishes it as well. And doubles 1860's lead. No defensive mix-up this time. Just great attacking work from 1860 Munich. Tunay Deniz with a beautiful loop-through ball that set Schroeter on his way. We'll see it here, just onside. Run and pass, time to perfection. Waited to perfection as well. And Schroeter was patient, waited, looked at his options, weighed them up, found the gap. Hopsch with that target man mentality, but also the vision to see the run of Deniz, who'd made his way all the way to the edge of the 6-yard box. And once there, made no mistake, into the roof of the net. 1 touch and a second goal. Fairly calm on the sidelines for Yannikis. As we cut back, Shipnowski was in on goal, but something had stopped the play before. Deniz with his 3rd goal of the season. Another of the main attacking outlets. He plays a little deeper. But another now involved in at least 5 goals, along with Gutau. Hopsch, who adds another assist to his personal tally. And Maximilian Wolfram, not involved today, but 3 goals and 4 assists for the number 30. Now here come Mannheim looking to spoil the party before it really got underway. I wondered what he was appealing for there, Shipnowski, but it is a corner. Schroeter disagrees, as does Max Rheintaler. Oh, it changes now. 2 for the leading side. Maybe look to shore things up with the 2-goal lead. Oh, found the head of Marcel Siegert before Citan has the opportunity to bring down 1860 second goal scorer. The whistle had already gone. And, well, Citan earns himself a yellow, despite it sounding like the play had already stopped. Sliding in, didn't get there. Not sure he made a huge amount of contact with Tunai Deniz, but either way, another booking, 3rd of the season, just his 5th appearance for the 22-year-old. Here is the double change for 1860. Off comes Hopsch. No goal to his name, but at least an assist. Another decent performance. And that's the target man for 1860. And so too Morris Schroeter, the other man involved in the build-up to that second goal, will make way. On comes David Philipp. Not a bad option to have. And here is Maximilian Wolfram. Just mentioned. Impressive season so far. And not 2 faces that Bernard Traorez and his defenders would particularly enjoy seeing enter the fray with 20 minutes to play, 2 goals down. Slightly nervy second there for players and fans on a certain side of the pitch, as it looked like that was maybe a hit. Kelvin Araze, plenty of pace, charging down on Marco Hiller, but no worries as it proved. Maximilian Thalhammer protests that decision, but it will be a free kick to 1860 and an opportunity to further rub salt into the Mannheim wounds. Yannickis strolling up and down, a little anxious perhaps, but any anxiety could be put thoroughly to bed with a 3rd goal. Then his fakes to take, it's left instead to Jakobsen. Headed away. Only as far though as the on-rushing David Philipp. Lovely reverse pass. It was good speed and awareness this time from Jan-Christoph Bartels. Quickly off his line to collect. Get there ahead of Kazuki. So it moved into a more central position, at least for now. Triziani brings it forwards. Araze will flick it on. Almost into the path of Shipnowski, but away instead by Rheintaler. Frustration growing within the Waldhof ranks. Time running out. Perhaps their unbeaten run about to run out too. Certainly not out of the question, though. 20 minutes to play. Stranger things have happened in the final 20 minutes of a game. And now, just like that, Talhammer finds himself on the edge of the area. Tries to buy some space. Still going. Still going. He was unselfish in the end, though. Just looked to have run out of ideas. Didn't fancy taking on the shot himself. Not really his area of expertise there. And as Kennedy Okpala, whose wheelhouse that is certainly more a part of, takes on some instructions. Looks set to come on as well. Did well, Talhammer, initially, but pass left a lot to be desired in the end. Okpala is absolutely full of running, I have to say. So to Kelvin Araze, still 10 minutes after his substitution. Another full of running. And those two might test the 1860 backline here in the latter stages. Double change. Off comes Benatelli as well as Nicholas Shipnowski. Okpala points to the sky, hoping for a little heaven-sent help. Martin Kobylanski, number 10, determined to get something done, whatever way it comes. Kobylanski having dropped to the bench, as mentioned in the build-up. Can he show his manager what he was missing? First involvement is pass to Talhammer. Heading left again is Kelvin Araze. Well blocked, and 1860 certainly already dropping deeper. They will be dangerous on the counter. And here's the first opportunity to really punish an exposed Waldhof defence. It goes begging, though. Not the touch Philip would have wanted. Could have been an own goal with a better one. He's seemingly acting as the false 9, the number 8, more traditionally attacking-minded midfielder. Kazuki battles with Klunter. These two have been going at it since the first whistle. Flicked on by Kobylanski. Kazuki will look to release Philip. He gets there, but his touch again wasn't quite good enough. That one certainly trickier, trying to keep it in play. The 24-year-old finished last season at Victoria Cologne with a joint club-high 7 assists, as well as 4 goals, despite missing most of the final 3 months of the season through injury. 1 goal, 1 assist so far in this campaign. Scored the 3rd in last weekend's 3-0 win. 90th minute as a substitute. Can he do the same exactly here again? Late goal as a substitute to make it 3-0. It's the last few minutes. Anything to go by. He'll have a few opportunities. He's full front, now back into the more traditional centre-forward role. He will want to use his height in defence as well, though. It's presumably the idea with the false 9 of David Philip at times. One back legally. And here comes Gutau. Option to his right. He gets the shot away, Philip. This time saved by the legs of Bartels. Delivered back in. It was towards Kazuki. He and his coaches think it should have been a goal kick, but it will, a corner rather, but it will instead be a goal kick. It was the chance for Philip. Able to make it 3-0 on this occasion. Chances keep coming though. That's the first one. He's actually got in on goal. Seagate looks for Boyd. He has been pretty isolated over the course of this almost 80 minutes. Looking unlikely he could make it 3-3 and 4-5 respectively. If he gets half a sniff though, he'll give it his best. However, for the moment, it's down the other end where all the action's taking place. Unfortunately for Nico Fuchs, he got involved in it on that occasion. Ball from shot bouncing back up onto the thigh of the referee as he tried to hurdle it, into the frustration of some of the 1860 players and certainly a decent number of fans. The drop ball was given to Mannheim keeper Jan-Christoph Bartels. Not long until they're back in possession though. Jesper Verlat sends it up the right wing. Beautifully weighted pass. That's nice as two from Reich, knocking it on to Philip. Slightly risky back pass. Not the first time we've said that about Danny Matriziani today, but this time he did reach Jan-Christoph Bartels. Araze manages to find his way out of a tight corner. Okpala similarly finds his way out of a tight situation, if not a corner, and it's yellow card number 6 for Tunay Deniz this season. Initial attempt at the ball was fair enough, but a little cynical, a little unnecessary, you could say. Taking one for the team, perhaps, but now officially on his way towards a second yellow card suspension. Six yellow cards in 14 games. Keeps that up. We're looking at 3 suspensions across the course of the season. Flicked on by Okpala. A few appeals. One of them from Okpala as Boyd went down. Wry smile from the Dutch captain. High into the air from Deniz. All from battling for it. Applying enough pressure to force a throw. Do nicely for 1860. Watching the seconds tick down. Brilliant turn from Julian Gutau. It's been excellent again today on the score sheet. Into the path of Philip. Flag stays down. Saved by Bartels. Deniz will pick it up. This is not where Waldhof want to be. Brilliantly taken down by Wolfram. And he dinks it over Bartels. That's 3. Game, set and match. 1860 Munich. Another brilliantly worked move. A few desperate looks at the assistant from the Mannheim defenders. As you can see from that retro scoreboard, it reads 3-0. Another brilliant ball from Deniz, equally brilliantly taken down by Maximilian Wolfram, who made no mistake with the finish either. Fired it low, took a deflection on its way. It did come off Bartels rather than Siegert. It doesn't matter either way, though. That's a third goal for a second consecutive weekend, with none coming in the opposite direction. And another 3 points, surely, heading the way of 1860. Fabian Schubert brought on, so too Marlon Frey. Final 2 changes made by Aerios Yannikis. Off comes Gutau and Kazuki, both with a well-earned rest, full of running throughout. And with the job done, they can take a breather and give some lesser used members of the squad a run out and an opportunity to show what they can do. I say lesser used, this is Fabian Schubert's 13th appearance of the season, only 284 minutes though across those 12 previous appearances. Very much a consistent substitute. Goal and assist to the Austrian's name. It's his compatriot Kelvin Araze looking to do something down the other end, but it's just not clicking. 1860 looked slightly the more likely to score in the first half, but they have taken control of this match in the second. Waldhof haven't been able to really conjure anything up in the attacking third. It's the frustration of Bernard Traorez. Their excellent run comes to an end and almost starts to look very different. You go from an unbeaten run of 4 games to having only taken 2 points from your last 3 when it's win-win, draw-draw, loss. Nonetheless, they continue to attack. Riekman looking to put it in from the right-hand side. Plenty of goals elsewhere as well, just to update you on some of the other scores. Sandhausen now 3 up, as are Dynamo. Saarbrücken 2-1 up. Those are your top 3 in the live standings, because Energy Cottbus are losing 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund 2 in a thriller. Could have big ramifications at the top of the standings. As things stand here, 1860 good enough to move into the top half. This would leave them 9th, at least temporarily. A few games still to play. Job's not done yet though, still 4 minutes, and that's very acrobatically cleared to prevent a corner, showing they're not taking anything for granted here in the latter stages. Tori Jakobsen, never afraid to put his body on the line, doing so in a slightly different way on that occasion. I was wrong to say the final 2 changes. It was just 2 before that, so this will be the 5th and final substitution made by Aerios Yannikis. Tunay Deniz comes off, replaced by Rafael Ott, another youngster, 18-year-old, and a chance early in the season with 3 goals in one of those big regional cup wins. Yannikis has said the 18-year-old's made a really impressive development in his play so far this season. Described him as highly talented. You only get a handful of minutes here, but all good for experience for a teenager. Tunay Deniz with plenty of experience, and along with adding another 1 to the appearance charts this season, has added 1 to a few others as well. Another goal, another assist, and another yellow card as well. '30-year-old Rayleigh has a quiet game. That now 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 yellows in his 13 appearances this season. Today, certainly one of the best, if not the best so far this campaign. It's been a good day in general for 1860, but they're not done yet. Wolfram looking to add his second and his side's fourth. Gets it back here again. Looks to create the area for a shot, and he did just that. Created the space, and I think it nearly caught Jan-Christoph Bartels out. Moving in the air. Keeper had to readjust. Struck with venom. Parried away for a corner, which will be taken in the final minutes of the scheduled 90. From here, it's all just looking to add a cherry to the icing already put on this particular Munich cake. It comes to nothing, but there's plenty of space still on that right-hand side. And that was almost a far better ball. Right towards Fabian Schubert. Another attacker, adding another element. Tall Austrian. There's another issue for the Mannheim defence to think about. All the way down the other end, Pala manages to keep that in and at least earn a corner. 4 minutes of additional time to be played. And even the most optimistic of those in the away end won't be expecting any miracles here. But they can look for a consolation at least. Kobylanski will whip in a corner. He found his captain. The shot from Riekman also blocked. Marco Hilaire and his defenders determined to hang on to a clean sheet. Make it back-to-back 3-0 wins. And they have very nearly done that. 3 minutes remain. Oh, if Terence Boyd can't find the net, at times Mannheim don't have an obvious alternative. Ooh, smiles on the bench for Yerios Giannakis. Yes, for his opposite number, something to think about perhaps. When it works, it works. But they've looked devoid of ideas at times. Boyd sends it right to Kobylanski, lifts it into the area in which Terence Boyd was still patiently waiting. See the frustration of the German-American. Schubert nearly breaking away down the other end. Flag goes up. Tight call. I think some in the 1860 dugout thought it was the wrong one. Ultimately, unlikely to affect anything beyond their goal difference. Yes, the goals were distributed amongst 16 goal scorers last season for Waldhof, the highest in the league. There's been no one in the starting 11 today who looks overly threatening in front of goal. Terence Boyd, short of service, short of stamina a touch now as well. Still chasing down hopeless causes. 1860 will just go through the motions in these final moments. Lovely ball sprayed outright by Marlon Frey. Lucas Reich. Drop on the edge here for Frey. That wasn't far away. Round of applause from his manager and from the fans. And it had Jan Christoph Bartels at full extension, diving to his right. Caught beautifully on the bounce. Just the wrong side of the post from an 1860 perspective. Another dinked ball over the top. David Philipp still looking for his second stoppage time goal in a row. Might get one more opportunity. The 1860 find their way through nicely once again. Shimmy, drop of the shoulder. And it is now with Philipp, who will let fly. And he nearly got it as well. So close to a fourth once again. Space to pick his spot as he liked. He was heading towards the top corner. Bartels, to his credit, with some big saves in stoppage time here. Despite there being little to play for other than pride. And with well over the 4 minutes now played, this will surely be the final action. Corner floated in. And a drop for Frey. I'll have another go. This one less impressive, less threatening. But 1860 were plenty impressive and plenty threatening over the last 90 minutes. And are rewarded with a 3-0 win come the final whistle. It was hard going at times in the first half. Both sides short of ideas. But 1860 took on the advice of Yerios Yannikis at half-time and came out a totally different side and were rewarded. Julian Gutau, 5 minutes into the second half, got us underway. Tunay Deniz doubled the lead a quarter of an hour later. And in the 83rd minute, Maximilian Wolfram, substitute, put the game to bed. Final score in Munich, 1863, Waldhof 0.